Hey, today the developers dropped an important announcement about the future of Helldivers 2. They discuss performance, they talk about balance pass, they discuss a roadmap, and there's just a ton of things they get into, such as bugs, how they're improving the QA team, and just there's so much more to discuss. If you've enjoyed my content before, please support the channel by clicking the thumbs up button below the video. And with that said, let's jump right in. Alrighty, Helldivers, it seems we're going to be receiving a roadmap, which is very interesting. We know this because of the latest Helldivers 2 announcement from the community manager, Baskinator. She wrote, "Greetings, Helldivers. We know many of you have been experiencing issues, including performance drops, stability hiccups, freezes, and the annoying audio bugs. We've seen the feedback across Discord, forums, Reddit, and our dashboards. You've been loud, clear, and absolutely right to expect better. We also recognize that our recent updates haven't hit the mark, and our silence hasn't helped. That's on us. We read all of it, and we are hard at work creating a roadmap to address this." Okay, quickly, I just want to pause here because we could tell right away they mention a roadmap. It's not going to be your typical roadmap like, hey, we're going to be releasing, this content at this time and so on, right? And so forth. What this is basically a performance bug patch roadmap of some sort, like what they're doing, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a great idea. I know a lot of people will be like, well, you're just glazing them. I'm not glazing nobody's donut, but again, I do love a glazed donut. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's great that we're finally receiving communication, and they're obviously going to be doing something, but the thing is, we don't know if it's going to be good or bad until the patch has arrived. Speaking of a patch, we have some news about that, and there's going to be one in October-ish, as basically Baskinator has mentioned here. Here's what she said. Starting with the good news, there is an upcoming update mid-October-ish where we'll start chipping away at some key crash fixes. Fixed the primary weapon sidearm audio that stops during a mission. Minor performance improvements. Long overdue bug fixes like charger footstep sounds, pretty useful. Or weapon audio stopping mid-mission. No more landing on caves. A balance pass. We're unleashing Nicholas and Lenart, if I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, we can tell this list looks great. The question is, are they going to be able to deliver it? Are they going to be able to give us an actual good patch that really does resolve some of these crashes? We know with each patch, there's some sort of bug that pops up, especially the crashes, so hopefully they're able to keep up with that. The second thing I want to bring up is minor performance improvements. Notice the minor part. This means it's not going to be something that's large or massive. It's not going to improve everything right away. So that right there is questionable. Will it actually help? We won't know until the patch arrives. So hopefully that does resolve a lot of issues in the performance area. And the third thing I'd like to point out that I think is just amazing is finally the charger footstep sounds. It's going to be resolved. However, they absolutely need to look into other issues with different enemies, like the automatons. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about there. There are some enemies on the automaton side that also need some adjustments with sound. We need this. It's just crucial. Alrighty, since we just discussed performance, here's what she had to say about that as well. She wrote, "For some of the bigger performance pieces, unfortunately, we can't wave a short turnaround magic wand, nor would a 60-day patch fix them fully. Rather, it would be duct tape where we need to solder. So we're working on a bigger development plan as to how we can address some of the larger concerns. Short term, we think the above will make a noticeable improvement, and beyond that, we'll keep working on the top issues you keep raising." Yes, right there, that makes sense. We've talked about that before on the channel, and even a few minutes ago, you know how they cannot just release some sort of large patch that is going to absolutely resolve all the performance issues. It's going to be something they're slowly going to tackle. Now, in this post, it does seem like they're trying to figure out something to give us, like in terms of an update that's going to just resolve a lot of the key issues with performance. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen. I know for sure I'm hoping for the best for you guys out there that are having issues with performance, and that, you know, these developers can help you out by resolving those issues. Continuing on, we do have more to talk about here, more things to cover, because in this next part, she talks about how there's going to be more transparency and more communication being done from their side. Here's what she said. In the future, we're planning more transparency and more talk. We're looking to share more about the process, performance, and how we got here, plus further improvements and evolution. For starters, expect another post next week to kick that off. There we go. That right there is great news. Next week, we'll know more about what's going on. Finally, there's some communication, believe it or not. Something we've been wanting for quite a while. Now someone's going to tell us what the hell is going on, and I'm excited to find out more about this. I want to know what we're going to expect. And hopefully we get more news about that roadmap, and if we do, I'll be sure to keep you updated on what's going on. So stay tuned by subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss out on the next video. But besides that information, she went on to say this right here. Between the Xbox launch, the Halo ODST Legendary Warbond, the free Into the Unjust update, and other surprises, we've welcomed a ton of new players, brought back veterans, and delivered a lot of content. Now it's time to double down on fixes, polish, and better communication. TLDR, too long didn't read, we hear you, we want things to be in a better state, we are taking it very seriously, we will continue working and sharing. Thanks for sticking with us. For Super Earth, the Arrowhead dev team. Wow, so yeah, it sounds good on paper, but the question is, will they be able to deliver? That is most important. We can see there's a lot of words here, a lot of like, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But when it comes down to it, guys, let's be honest, it's all words until we see the action. I want to know for sure that the game is going to be running well, as you do too. We want to know whether they're able to actually deliver a solid patch that is going to resolve the bugs instead of creating more issues. And that really comes down to it, right? We want that information, and we want to know, we want to see the proof in the pudding. I'd like to know, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think there's any hope for Arrowhead? Do you think we're screwed? What are your thoughts? Let me know by posting a response below. We're now going to move along here and go over a few questions and answers the community manager Baskoneer was able to answer, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this part of the video. So I'm sure at some point you were probably wondering, what the hell is a balance pass? Is that like going to be like some sort of like battle pass? I'm joking. I doubt you probably thought that. Nevertheless, this is what Baskoneer had to say about it. She said, looking over and possibly tweaking the stats of weapons, enemies, etc. to ensure that they are functioning the way we intend them to, and in a way that provides the player experience we want you to have. Well, so far that seems great, and I'm interested to see what those buffs are going to be. They call it a balance, but you all know how it is with each, update or patch. They don't say, hey, it's a buff, they call it the balance. Regardless, I hope they make some adjustments to the Halo ODST Legendary Warbond. They make some adjustments to the throw knife. Potentially an explosive throw knife would be pretty sick. And, just a bunch of things that I'd like to bring up, but I just don't want to talk endlessly about it. With that said, I'd like to know what weapons, stratagems, or throwables are you hoping that they buff? Let me know in the comments. There's one more thing I'd like to bring up about this whole balance pass situation. How many developers are going to be working on the balance? It's going to be only two, the two developers that were mentioned in the announcement. For example, she wrote right here that there's only going to be two developers on the team that will be working together on the balance. And I just want to point this out because I believe a lot of players out there are going to say, hey, Alexis is working on it. He's going to ruin everything. The whole entire thing that people have talked about frequently on the Discord and just in my comments and everywhere. We know for sure that it's only going to be two developers, and those are the ones I just talked about that were mentioned in the post. The second question is about the announcement, right? The announcement we just went over. You may have noticed it said that the Into the Unjust was a free update, and well, what the hell? Are they going to start charging us now? Are we going to end up receiving DLC packs of some sort? No, we're not going to see anything like that. She even said it right here that we should not expect that. Lastly, what about the communication? Are they going to post some other things elsewhere besides the Discord? No, she wrote right here that they do not have a Helldivers specific website or blog area other than PlayStation.com. And they discussed that they're going to post all sorts of information, right? It's going to be on the Discord, it's going to be on the PlayStation side, and that's all we know as of right now. Oh, and of course, just to correct myself, it's also going to be on Steam. You can tell by this post. So, what about Shams? Has he said anything recently? Yes, he has. If you're wondering, they're going to improve QA. So, the testing should be a lot better this time around if everything goes smoothly. Okay, on a related note about things going smooth, what about performance? Are they focused 100% on it? Yes, they definitely are. Shams wrote here that they're 100% going to, and are doing a lot of dedicated performance stuff, and that in the upcoming months, we'll see a lot more focus on performance. Very, very interesting. What I'd like to do now is sort of backtrack. You recall, a few seconds ago I talked about the balance pass and the developers that are working on it. Well, guess what? They're recording a patch video today, so I guess they've got everything planned out. And I'm assuming that the patch they're dropping very soon in October is going to contain a lot of cool stuff, so I'm excited about it. Anywho, we still have a few more questions here that I'll cover quickly, and then we'll wrap up the video. This Helldiver wants to know what's the status on major bugs. Shams said that, certain stuff will see a higher prio or priority, and that they're more focused on quality of life improvements. Whatever that'll contain, who knows? Again, I'll keep you updated when this new patch drops. Next up, we have a question about misaligned scopes, and the QA lead was able to answer this one. He says that it's going to take a little longer to fix, and that it's been brought up multiple times, and it's something they have to get to. Well, that right there is great to know that, hey, they're looking into it. So if you have been wondering about that for quite some time, just know it's on the list. The second question asked was about the bouncy stratagems. When you throw a stratagem down, it doesn't stick and it just bounces elsewhere. Apparently, this is technically not a bug, as the QA lead has written here. And that they're going to look into it, but it's going to take some time. Last but not least, we have the final question here that I'll cover, and this one is about the hard locks. The QA lead wrote that they're looking into some dedicated investigations into the hard locks, and it's becoming a tough egg to crack, in that they're doing the best that they can, and that's really all he wrote here. And I'm excited, again, to see what happens next month when they do drop this patch. If you have any questions or thoughts about today's video, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to respond back to a few of your questions, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. If you haven't already, subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you in the next one.